Well, hello everyone. My name's Connor. I am your outreach and quiz bowl chair, and we're going to do a little bit of a quiz bowl introduction today, as well as sort of an introduction to those who aren't familiar with the annual conference, as well as the annual conclave. So every year, because we all know the Wildlife Society is a larger national organization, there is an annual conference, and this is right from their website. At our conference, it's wildlife professionals in all different sorts of fields, different topics, and there's a lot of different talks, panels, even like workshops so you can learn new skills, as well as a lot of networking mixers. Usually, it's held in person. Like in 2019, it was held in Reno, Nevada. Last year it went like virtual, like the last minute. There's always the national quiz bowl competition, which is the big one. See how your school stacks up against every other chapter in the country, at least the ones that participate. In 2021, it will be held virtually from November 1st through 5th. It's always in the month of November usually. And then for the 2020 conference, I forget what it is, but they already announced where it's going to be. I think it's maybe Texas. There are travel grants that are available, so it doesn't have to all come out of pocket. I guess it also depends on the budget of if your like whole club is going. But the annual conclave, because the Wildlife Society is also broken into, it's a national organization, but it's broken into 8 sections or regions that are all shown on the map here to the right. As you can see, we're part of the Northeastern student section. And this is from their website. Supposedly, it's supposed to happen virtually in April, but that's pretty close, and there's like no information yet. So who knows about that one? But it's typically also held in person at actually a specific, unlike the annual convention, which is like held in some convention center in like a city because there's a lot of people. The conclave is usually just held at a specific college that has a student chapter that they're hosting. Like the 2019 conclave was supposed to be hosted at SUNY ESF in Syracuse. However, that was canceled because of COVID, but that's where it was supposed to be. I don't think it happened in 2020. Yeah, and now we're just, yeah, but let's see. Or sorry, no, that's mistyped. The 2021 didn't happen. The 2019 one did happen. But like the national conference, it also has its own workshops and talks and panels and quiz bowl competition. The rules, it looks like a lot. It comes quick. I'll summarize it. So in the official competitions, it's teams of 5, with one person being kind of like a stand-in. Now we don't really have to worry about limiting the amount of people right now. I mean, this is very intro to see who people are interested in, everything like that. It is a single elimination tournament, and it's pairings at random and working its way up the ladder. Each match lasts 10 minutes, although the very final match would usually last 15 minutes. Yeah, so once a question is read completely, it is not repeated. All the questions, the first answer given is the one accepted, and they reserve the right to ask the respondent. To be more specific, because sometimes if it's like they say like a robin, but they'll be like, okay, what kind of robin? They'll ask you to be more specific. Pronunciation is usually not a big issue, but if they're like, not sure if they actually know what this is, they'll ask you to spell it out, and then you have to get the spelling right. Everyone is allowed a small notepad, although you can't really I'll get to it later, but there's different types of questions. There's one type of question where you're allowed to work together as a team to come to an answer, and there's another type where it's only the first person to answer, and you can't discuss as a team first. if there's a tie, there's another 5 minutes, and then another 5 if it's still tied, and then there's eventually a sudden death round. And the judges are a bunch of faculty members, various professionals, as well as referees. And then that's the general. So here's the specific rules for the first type of question that we're looking at, the toss-ups. The matches always begin with the toss-up question, open to both teams. The toss-up questions are worth 10 points, and full points are earned for a correct answer. If you get it wrong, you don't get any points off. It's really all or nothing. There's no partial credit given for toss-up questions. Once it's read out loud, you have 5 seconds for somebody to normally ring in, like usually there's some sort of buzzer, you just hit the table or whatever. Have to figure out some other way to do it here, but we'll figure that out. But yeah, only one person may answer us. This is what I was saying is there's no discussion. It's just kind of real quick, who's the first one? Is there anybody ask any questions? Oh, okay. So just checking the chat real quick. Yeah, so once, what's really important is once you buzz in, you have to wait until one of the moderators actually addresses you, and then you can answer. Otherwise, you will forfeit your chance at getting points in the question.
I did that once.
Sorry, is that a question?
No,
if anyone has any questions anytime, feel free to.
I did that during my middle school science bowl. The moderator called on me, but I shouted it out before he finished, and it was right, but I got too excited.
Oh, yeah, that sucks. Yeah, so again, no discussion. You'll forfeit the offer at the question. And then if you get it wrong, it goes to the other team that has an opportunity to answer it. Same rules, first person, they have 5 seconds. If nobody answers it then, next question. The team who gets it right, basically, oh, and this is very interesting. So you don't have to wait until the question is finished to answer. If you hear the first couple words in it and you're like, I know what the question they're going to ask, I'm going to jump right ahead and go. You can try it. However, they're not going to finish the question. And if you get it wrong, your team will be subtracted 5 points. But you have a chance to kind of really quickly grab it before somebody else does. And the last little bit of rules for the bonus questions, probably the most fun ones. The bonus questions consist up to 4 parts worth a total of 20. So each part is worth 5 points. The points are earned for each part answered correctly according to the value of the part. You don't lose it. The only time you can ever lose points in Quiz Bowl is if you did the thing what I said is you answer before the question was finished being said and you're wrong. This one you do get partial credit. As long as you get one portion of the question right, you can get 5 points. Bonus questions are a team effort. So it kind of the bonus question goes specifically to the team that answered the toss-up question right. Then if there's any parts of the bonus question that the team that won gets wrong, then it can go to the other team, try and answer. And they have 30 seconds to answer all parts of the question. And the bonus questions can be a variety of things. It could be usually I'm not going to bring out live animals for practices, but sometimes during the big annual conference, they will bring out a live animal that you have to identify and answer various questions about. Sometimes it's I included a picture of taxidermy birds. Sometimes it's some bones or just a skull. Sometimes it's some amphibian in a jar preserved. Sometimes it's just audio. All you get to hear is the frog or a bird call, and you have to identify it from that. And we're going to go and how do I want to do this? Figure out how I want to do this without, because I just realized, yeah, we'll go for it. I want to be, I need to be able to see the answers before you guys see it, but if I'm sharing my screen, that makes things difficult. Anyway, let us, I'll figure it out. But well, I gave away the first one. But let's see. Can anyone give me the common name or the scientific name or both of the frog in the middle? It's fine if not. It is a wood frog, Ubates sylvaticus. So that's a very big thing. Scientific names. It sucks. It's very difficult to start learning, but that is a very big thing that you'll often find a lot of questions on and a lot of points is not just knowing the common name of things, but also knowing the scientific name. Does anyone know what those two birds are, common or scientific name? I think there might be some typing. It is a type of quail. Any guesses what specifically? It is native to New Jersey.
Man, I don't live here. I don't know.
Yeah, well, it's also on the West Coast as well, but the bobwhite quail, although there's a different subspecies out there. But it is the bobwhite quail. Scientific name, Colinus virginianus. You'll notice there are a lot of species, like common species, that have the same species delineation, which is virginianus, but different genuses, of course.
Wait, Connor, so how do you like prepare yourself like with all these names? Like just flashcards or?
Pretty much flashcards. I mean, it helps if you like taken some sort of course where you kind of like, it helps like if you've taken some sort of like a mammal or like, yeah, it helps if you take some sort of like mammal zoology class or ornithology class where you can kind of like look at some animal and be like, oh, I kind of know, I know just by looking at it, like this is what the genus is, this is what the order is. Some of it is just flashcards, like especially like if you know ahead of time where the location of the annual conference is going to be, usually the species are all local to that city. So you can kind of like just make flashcards of like, okay, what species are native to that city in that state. And you just, it's a lot of it's really just trivia.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is it mostly focused on animals and not like, I guess, like plants or fungi, things like that? Or would they have a range of both?
It is primarily largely focused on wildlife, and so animals and fish.
Okay.
Just since, yeah, just since the Wildlife Society's focus is on animals, it's mostly, there will be like probably some questions. You might see a couple questions on plants, maybe like the diets, certain type of plants. There'll also be some questions on like broader ecological concepts like stream hierarchies and all that kind of stuff. Like it won't always be just animal related trivia, but for the most part, it's broad ecological concepts, some history, and just animal trivia.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
So take
I guess it should also specify because, oh, sorry, what was that? What's the question?
Take vertebrate zoology.
Yeah. And then like, yeah, I guess there's also a bias towards like fish, mammals, birds, like there's usually not a whole lot of questions on like invertebrates, like maybe insects, but like you're not really going to find like jellyfish questions or anything.
Imagine it were to put invertebrates. I think that would be a lot.
That would be a lot more stuff to know. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, so first question. In what year was, I guess, should I put you guys into teams? How many people we have?
We have 9.
I guess 8. Oh,
Yeah.
I'm here, so I guess we can go into teams of 4.
Yeah.
Okay. let's see. I guess I'll just go down in the list of participants. If Lori, Megan, Aiden, and Charlie want to be one team, and then Fitz, Glenn, Jasenia?
Yeah, Jasenia.
Jasenia. And then Morgan, if you want to be the other team.
Okay.
I will read this again and give you all 5 seconds to answer. And just whoever wants it first, just does everyone have their mics, or some people can only type, or this is difficult to do virtually?
I have my mic, but I don't know the answer.
Well, does anybody know the answer? Just give a crack at it. Yeah, here we go. 1949.
Wow.
Aldo Leopold is a good person. Like I was saying, history, I wanted to include this. The Wildlife Society, as some of you might know, is very much founded upon the principles of this guy. It's a very good book. I recommend reading it. Also, can be helpful to know certain historical trivia facts about him because it sometimes shows up as questions, such as this one. These are all, or not all of these, but some of these I made up, but this one is an example of an actual question that was asked at one of the annual conferences. Normally this would go to a team, but since we're kind of nobody really, anyway, whichever team wants to answer this first, I'll give 30 seconds.
We have to know all the answers.
Nope. It's perfectly fine to just have one or two.
Belted kingfisher, I think.
Yeah, I was just
Okay.
that.
Does anyone else in your team want to, I don't know. It's just kind of hard to do. In the future, I'll figure out a better way to separate the teams. But does anybody know the scientific name?
Actually, do you want me to make you the host instead?
I'm not really sure how Zoom host works. I've never done it before.
Okay, so then we'll do it for next time then.
Yeah, I'll learn how
Because
to do that.
there's the
before.
breakout rooms that I have here. That I can take. But I think it's better if you if we talk about this later and then you can do it for next meeting.
Yeah, I'll familiarize myself with that first. I guess this will just be a nice introduction to the types of questions you all can expect. And there'll be a lot more. I'm not trying to overload people, so there's not a whole lot of questions tonight. But yes, belted kingfisher is correct. Anybody know the scientific name, family, and if this is a male or a female?
No.
It was a female. Whoever said that? Yep.
I don't know the genus name, but I'm pretty sure the species is kingfisher eye.
Does anyone have any other guesses before I?
Alcinidae?
Are you saying for the family?
For the family.
Yeah. I mean, it's slightly different what you're saying, but very close. Yeah. Belted kingfisher is scientific name. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. And then the family, very close to what you're saying. And this is indeed a female, which you can tell by the orange, kind of brownish orange crester along the belly, because the females are actually more colorful than the males. They do not have that. Next question. In the order Anura, which is generally larger, the females or the males? You're right, Aiden. It is the females.
Huh.
Anura are frogs.
Girl power. Girl power.
Yeah. If you didn't know, yeah, the order Anura is frogs. And then next, a bonus question, similar. Common name, scientific name, the secretion of this organism that is used in perfume and food. And does this organism's teeth grow continuously, or are they replaced in sets? Yes, American beaver would be yes, it's specifically correct. So Fitz, if I was a moderator, I would ask you if you could be more specific. on what kind of beater. Yes, it is also continuous teeth growth. See, no scientific name. It is actually, it's a very fun one. I don't have the belted kingfisher one memorized, but I like this one just because it also ties into the other question, which is the secretion, which is not musk, but it is castoreum. And the scientific name is Castor canadensis, which has a nice flow and ring to it. But yeah, castoreum is a secretion from the anal gland of American beavers, and it is used in perfume and food because it smells like vanilla.
Do they use that as a defense mechanism?
I don't think so. I think it's, I don't actually know what the purpose is ecologically, but I know it smells good to us people. Unlike a lot of other animals' musks. And that is all I have for today. Just a nice intro. I didn't want to overload people, but yeah, any questions or kind of, I don't know, general discussion points anyone want to ask?
I guess we just had to practice from like Quizlet.
Yeah, I mean, there's a couple Quizlets out there. A lot of it just comes with time. Like when I started, I mean, I'm not even that great at this because I only got I've only done it 1 year so far, and it really comes with time. It also becomes easier like the more coursework you do. Like I said, like a class like vertebrate zoology helps a lot, and like I didn't have any questions like this this time, but I'll use some more ecological questions next time, like talking about like successional forests and lotic and lentic, and definitely some more fish questions next time because I realized I didn't put any in this time. Yeah, usually there's a lot more, but yeah, so yeah, each one of those sections in the bonus questions are 5 points each, and yeah, you don't have to have all of them to give an answer. Usually you give an answer as like a team. That's on me. I need to figure out how Zoom hosting works so I can better organize this next time into teams, and then it'll feel more like the real thing. But again, this is all really casual, nothing at stake. No one's gonna, admonish you for not knowing a lot. Like everyone, starts somewhere, and I'm not even that great at this. Like, it's all just good fun, really. And if you learn just a few fun little trivia facts about animals, then hey, that's great. Yeah, I was thinking I was probably just would like send you into like little breakout rooms and then like bring you back like real quickly, like because like if you win the toss-up question, then your team gets 30 seconds to deliberate on the what's it on the bonus question. So yeah, I mean that could work too. Rather than like, because yeah, typing it out wouldn't be good. So probably just like whoever hits ask for help first could probably then answer the toss-up questions, and then the bonus questions I can just send you guys to like a breakout room while still having the slide up, so you can look at whatever it is, or play like a sound clip. I definitely want to try testing some people's knowledge of bird calls.
Yeah, we'll definitely try this like after we have our next general meeting, so that we could just practice, and we'll have someone else like in the meeting as well, so we could just test out the break rooms and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'll be fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, any more questions?